Hey everyone, it's Sean O'Connell here, the managing director at CinemaBlend. If you are new to this experiment, I am a brand new watcher of Game of Thrones. I cannot believe that I made it this far into the show's run without having seen any of the episodes. After getting through season 1, I now understand the main players in the show. I'm excited to meet new players. I thought season 1 ended with a spectacular tease for where Dany's going with the dragons and where the Starks and the Lannisters are all positioned against each other, and Tyrion going to be the hand of the king. So I'm really excited to see what happens with season 2. So why hesitate? Let's just dive right into the new episode, the first episode of the new season. Before we do that, of course, do me a favor. You're going to want to follow along with this journey, so hit subscribe. Turn on your notifications. Every time we post a new Game of Thrones reaction video, you will be told about it immediately, and you can follow along with me as I dive into Season 2, Episode 1, The North Remembers. And what is it that they're remembering? Is it Jon Snow? Is it the beheading of Ned? There's a lot to remember. So let's find out together. Where are we going here? Dragonstone? Your wacky font threw me off. Alan Taylor! Back at it. Good.
Well struck, dog. Did you like that?
It was well struck, Your Grace.
I already said it was well struck.
Yes, Your Grace.
Are you drunk?
No.
See that he drinks his fill.
You can't!
Did you say I can't?
I only meant it would be bad luck to kill a man on your name day.
Take him away. I'll have him killed tomorrow, the fool.
He is a fool. You're so clever to see it. He'll make a much better fool than a knight.
From this day, you'll be my new fool.
Beloved nephew.
Death by wine would have been awesome, though. Finally, this is what I'm most excited for. Tyrion in King's Landing, where he belongs.
My lady, I'm sorry for your loss.
Her loss? Her father was a confessed traitor.
But still her father.
My father was a traitor. My mother and brother are traitors too. I am loyal to my beloved Joffrey.
Of course you are.
Keep saying it till you believe it, Sansa.
Well, enjoy your name day, Your Grace. Wish I could stay and celebrate, but there is work to be done.
What work? Why are you here?
Here he comes.
What are you doing here?
Do you believe the Hand of the King is welcome at all small council meetings?
Our father is Hand of the King.
Yes, but
This is the best plot.
Your
turn.
father has named Lord Tyrion to serve as hand in his stead while he fights.
Out! All of you out!
This is gonna be good.
You love your children. It's your one redeeming quality. That and your cheekbones. Starks love their children as well. And we have 2 of them.
One.
One
Arya, little animal, she disappeared.
disappeared. What? In a puff of smoke? Must be odd for you to be the disappointing child.
They cast beautifully.
My lord.
Direwolf or something else? Bran's dreams are often very important.
Red Comet means one thing, boy. Dragons.
Dragons?
Dragons are all dead. Been dead for centuries.
Not so. Let's go catch up with Dany.
Oh.
They're so cute.
She was Drogo's first gift to me.
I remember.
And you're sure there's no other way?
If we go south to the land of the Lazarene, the Landmen will kill us and take your dragons. If we go west to the Dothraki Sea, the first Khalasar we meet will kill us and take your dragons.
No one will take my dragons.
West.
So koi koi! Achalea shaun. Mareki veki yame anon.
Well, the production value on season 2 already seems much higher.
Are those girls?
Froster's daughters.
I haven't seen a girl in 6 months.
He marries his daughters, and they give him more daughters. And on it goes.
What happens to the boys? Huh? He marries his daughters. What does he do with his sons?
Who's this little girl? You're prettier than half my daughters.
You've got a nice wet twat between your legs.
You want to know what Mansreda's doing?
Who?
Gathering an army.
The roof will be welcome in hard riding.
Any man lays a hand on one of my wives, he loses their hand.
Someone's got to try
And
it.
I see this one staring too long. I might just gouge his eyes out.
Try it. I would never be able to sleep if I lived here.
You want to lead one day? We'll learn how to follow.
We offer you these false gods. Take them and cast your light upon us. For the night is dark and full of terrors.
We need to stop her.
In the ancient books, it's written that a warrior will draw a burning sword from the fire. Stannis Baratheon. Your sword awaits you.
Okay, that's Stannis. But who is this lady?
The boy Joffrey, the boy Tommen, and the girl Marcella being born of incest between Cersei Lannister and her brother Jaime Lannister.
Get that truth out there.
Jaime Lannister, the King's Slayer. Call him what he is.
My duty is to serve. You have chosen the new god over the old gods. May the Lord of Light watch over us all.
You gonna try and poison him?
Shall we drink together?
He's poisoning himself? He's poisoning her. He's immune to the poison. What is happening here? I don't get what happened there.
King in the north.
Dang, look at the size of that.
Stannis Baratheon sent ravens to all the High Lords of Westeros. The King Joffrey Baratheon is neither a true king nor a true Baratheon.
Oh, the truth is
You
out.
pushed my brother from a window because he saw you with the Queen.
Mm-hmm. But Robb has become an awesome character. Formidable. He has become a formidable character. I thought Theon would sort of come up with him. Where is this? He's beautiful.
Like that,
Oh,
buddies.
King's Landing.
I love it.
We love the smell of dead bodies and shit.
Ned Stark actually slept on this. As if the poor man didn't suffer enough. One of the many changes we'll have to make around here.
I think she actually loves him. It's bound to be heartbreaking for either of them eventually.
Lord Baelish.
Sometimes I've heard even brothers and sisters develop certain affections. And when those affections become common knowledge, knowledge is power.
And Baelish knows all.
Seize him. Cut his throat. Stop. Oh, wait. I've changed my mind. Let him go. Power is power.
Do see if you can take some time away from your coins and your whores to locate the Stargirl for me.
We won't beat them until you take King's Landing.
It's easier said than done.
We can't take King's Landing without ships. My father has ships and men who know how to sail. He'll listen to me. I know he will.
It's time for me to go home.
To where?
I haven't seen Bran or Rickon in months.
Oh, Winterfell.
You'll ride south to the Stormlands.
Why in the name of all the gods would
Because
you...
I need you to negotiate with Renly Baratheon. We will all be together again soon, I promise.
I know this show. That won't happen.
You've done so well.
He really has. I thought Robb was useless.
King in every corner now.
I was completely wrong. He's a king. It's funny. It's true. Everyone's a king. We're Tyrion on that throne. Will that ever happen?
Father had other children. Besides me and Tommen and Marcella.
What are you asking?
I'm asking if he fucked other women when he grew tired of you. How many bastards does he have running? What you just did is punishable by death. You will never do it again. That will be all, Mother.
You created a monster.
With passion.
Prostitute training is the funniest thing on this show. Live for every pot. Uh-oh, what's this?
Lord Commander.
Oh.
You do realise this establishment is owned by Lord Peter Baelish?
No, you can't! No, please!
Is that Robert's kid? What? This show's off the chain. Oh, man. This is Joffrey's ordering? These are all Robert's kids. Oh, God. Oh, my gosh. Oh, that's right. You are a big target, my friend. The fact that you're with Arya is very exciting. Season 2, Episode 1, The North Remembers, had a stunning conclusion, as I assume Joffrey orders the removal of all of his father's bastard children, so that there can be no legitimate heirs to his throne. We learn a bit about Joffrey as a ruler. He's way more of a conqueror and an entitled, powerful despot than the previous people who sat on that throne that we've met so far. Cersei kind of realizes that she has put Joffrey in this position of power and she can't control him anymore. That much is immediately clear, because the minute she strikes him because he says something she doesn't necessarily agree with, he reminds her that you can't do that. It's punishable by death, and you will not do that again. And everybody else is positioning themselves to go after Joffrey or to get him out of the throne, including the most exciting introduction to the world so far here, because there's a lot of familiar people that we know from Season 1, and it's moving their stories forward, but we finally meet Stannis Baratheon and some of the people who are around him in his kingdom. He's clearly saying that Joffrey, I'm not going to bow to Joffrey, and in fact, it's time for me to be put on the throne. This is my place, my rightful place. And he has a bit of a cult established, and we meet them briefly. He has this pull the sword from the fire ceremony, and we see that he also has like a loyal council and a dangerous mate whose name I don't yet know, but the lady in the red dress, and I'm soon figure out who she is. In one of the previous episodes, in one of my recaps, I talked about like how much is incest just a major thing in this show. It sounds like it's a pretty big deal, because when Jon Snow and the troops from the Wall head into the north, they meet an entire village where this dude, whose name I don't know, marries all of his daughters, so that they can provide more daughters to him and more daughters to him, and he marries them and then more daughters to him, and he just has this giant incestuous army in what we call the real North. So while Robb is establishing himself as king of the North and trying to build up a strong enough army that he can go into King's Landing, and he's going to try to match up with Renly Baratheon, but he also is going to, I think we're going to meet another character who's Balon Greyjoy. And I thought Theon, as Robb was rising up through the ranks, I thought Theon Greyjoy was going to become a more important character, and it seems like that's going to happen in Season 2. As Robb's trying to establish himself as the king of the North, we learn that the people who are north of the Wall and north of Winterfell don't care. Everybody's calling themselves, I'm king of this area, I'm king of this area, and like Robb did, I'm king of the North. Well, all that stuff doesn't matter. The real people who live up north, who've seen the supernatural threats that are coming, they consider themselves world-weary and haggard, and they are the true ones who should be feared. So there's a king in the north, that's right, who's going to end up being a threat, and I heard the name, but I don't get it yet. It's Mansarir? He apparently has an army, and the Lord Commander was kind of saying how much of a threat is he really, but I think he's going to end up being a pretty major threat to Jon Snow and to the Night Watch. We shall see. We checked in briefly with Tyrion, who's in place now as the Hand of the King, and he has this great scene with Cersei where he essentially says, look, you're failing down here. You had 3 Starks that we could negotiate with. You beheaded one, you lost the other. Cersei's on a hunt now for Arya. She has a great power play where she reminds Lord Baelish, he says knowledge is power, and he's trying to play like, hey, I know that you and your brother are disgusting. And she wields the guards that are at her beck and call, and she reminds him that, like, she's really the most powerful here. And the one thing about Shae and Tyrion is that I think Shae actually loves him. And if I had to guess, I'd say that Shae is probably doomed, because I don't think the show will get rid of Tyrion. However, Game of Thrones has taught me in 11 brief episodes that no one is safe, and so the day that Tyrion goes, if in fact Tyrion does go, I will be truly heartbroken and will have to really push myself to continue, because he's one of the reasons why I watch this show. Hopefully you are watching the show along with me. We'll be back with Season 2, Episode 2, and you don't want to miss it when we post that video, so go down, hit subscribe, turn on your notifications. As soon as we post it, you will be alerted, and then you can watch along with me here at CinemaBlend.